Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream here on the channel for the Black Hood Crew. I am your host slash chauffeur, BHCxDark. Name is always there in the corner. As always, you can follow along on YouTube and Facebook at the Black Hood Crew, and follow along at my name directly on Twitch, Twitter, Steam, Trovo, TikTok, Instagram. Those last two being TikTok and Instagram. No live capabilities. Can't stream to them through Restream, which is how you're seeing me right now, across all the other platforms. Fingers crossed they get that fixed one day, but not getting my hopes up. Anyway, it is Tuesday, October 4 of 2022, and I'm on my way to work. So we are currently looking at a mostly sunny day, some clouds in the sky, but nothing too much to be concerned about. Let me readjust this. My phone case kind of has like this hump in the back toward the bottom that has my kickstand in it. So it doesn't sit right in my holder, so get a bump, boop, comes out. 1 second. Sorry about that. Had to, let me see if you guys can hear me. 1 second. Hello, hello? Okay, perfect. So, back on. Sorry about that. Had a phone call, very important. Had to answer it real quick, but I am back. So, I'm on my way to work. Seems to be pretty straightforward today. Yesterday was a false type of day. Dude, where are you going? It was a false day. I thought it was going to be a good Monday, and I was duped. I was tricked. It ended up being a busy, terrible day. But that means that today is going to be a better day, because what tends to happen is Monday is usually a ridiculous day, and Tuesday tough being popular, right? So I so yeah, Mondays are usually very busy. So what ends up happening is Tuesday, being the next day, you don't see such a huge influx of patients. But what also tends to happen is if Monday is not a overly busy day, then Tuesday is. So given the fact that yesterday was a busy day, I'm looking forward to a more relaxed, manageable, less hectic day. At least that's what I'm hoping. Is that actually going to happen? Man, I don't know. Either way, we'll see. So like I said, on my way to work, we'll see how today turns out. So it's a continuation from yesterday, talking about peace, tranquility, and just in general, putting your own health first. Now, it's not just your physical health. You know, there are people out there that go to the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week, run, lift weights, do yoga. These are all good things. And if you currently do all of that, keep doing it. By all means, keep it up. Don't slow down, don't stop. But I would also say that just as much effort as you're putting into your body's health, put it into your mind's health, your brain's health. And by that, I don't mean, eating a bunch of like fish oils and whatever stuff a doctor or nutritionist tells you for like overall brain health. I'm talking about your actual mental health. That, dude, do you not know where you want to go? Idiot. Anyway, you gotta treat your mental health as something just as important to take care of as your physical health. Just as much as you're willing to take medication, supplements, go out of your way to train your body, heal your body after, say, a sickness, an injury, or something like that, you have to do the same for your mind. So where you would take, say, Motrin for body pain, stub your toe, catch your fingers in a door jam, something like that. Nothing overly crazy, but just something painful, and only physically painful, right? You would take Motrin, Tylenol, or whatever kind of painkiller that you prefer. Just as you would do that, a mental day off, a day where you do nothing. Maybe doing your favorite activity that is separate from, what you normally do, your regular 9 to 5, go to work, what have you, like that doesn't count. I'm talking about something outside of that, something that is not related to work, something that is not related to something that you have to do, something that is mandatory, something that you're obligated to do. What I mean is do things that you enjoy doing because you enjoy doing them, things that you want to do. For some people, that is the trip to the gym. They're able to work out their frustrations, work out the mental shortcomings, the mental strain that they have. They work it out through physical movement. Perfect. That's a good one because it's 2 for 1. You're working out your mind and your body at the same time. Why the hell not? For some people, it's binge watching their favorite show, even if they've seen it 1,001 times. There are some people that to this day, even decades since it's been off air, will Go back and binge watch from the first episode to the last of Friends or The Office or whatever show that they had the most connection to, either growing up or during low times. The stuff that they would watch stuff that would bring them joy. And that's perfectly fine. For some people, it's doing something extreme, bungee jumping, you know, parachuting. That's perfectly fine. These are things to help them get their mind off of things that are irking them, things that are bothering them in their day-to-day life. And not, again, this is perfectly fine as long as you do it safely. Parachuting, bungee jumping, dangerous activities. I'm not going to tell you it's not. You know, there's always that that opportunity, that chance, probability that something can go wrong. But if you truly enjoy it, you don't rest on those possibilities. You instead enjoy the activity for the joy that it brings you. Which, again, perfectly fine. You need to do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Now, there are people that do, you know, more intense forms of self-medication. Now, if you're one of those that prefer something a little bit more laid back, something of the greener color variety, whether you inhale it, consume it, whatever, again, perfectly fine as long as it's not going to negatively affect you in another way. Now, I personally do not do drugs of any kind, not even marijuana, because I prefer to go through my days with a more clear mind. Now, usually when it comes to drugs in general, they're mind-altering to a degree. Some are more intense than others. I am not one to talk down on anybody for what they choose to put into their own body. As long as you're not out there flipping out on some really hard drug, or it's destroying your life or destroying the lives of those around you. If it's at that point, then you have a problem. Seek help. Find alternatives. Find alternatives, please. That would be my suggestion. Some people, it is alcohol. Now, with alcohol, it's something of a moderation. So, you can drink alcohol, enjoy it, and not be a detriment to others, to be a social problem to others. And again, it's in moderation. And it also depends on what you're drinking, just as much as it is how much you drink. Because you can drink multiple cans of beer, and depending on, height, weight, physical attributes, you can be tipsy or you can be completely drunk. The same would go if you were to drink something like vodka, tequila, whiskey. many different types of alcohols have different effects on people based on how much you drink and your physical makeup. Now, I'm not saying don't drink. If this is something that you enjoy in a more social sense, good on you. As long as you know and understand your own limits, that you yourself know when to say no, when to say enough is enough. The reason being, because if you drink in excess, you no longer maintain control over your mind and or your body. So now you have become a burden through what you enjoy. That's not what we want. What we want is something that's going to bring you peace, that's going to bring you a release from your stress, a release from that nagging feelings in your mind. That's the goal we're looking for. So, again, it comes down to finding something you enjoy that has absolutely nothing to do with your professional life. Something that is outside of what you do professionally. Like, here's a perfect. I work in a hospital. If you have not seen this channel before, I work in a hospital. I work in an emergency room. I deal with people and their issues. I deal with paperwork. I deal with having to gather information in a patient financial sense. Do you know what I do on my free time to de-stress, to bring peace to my mind? I do this. I do this as a form of self-therapy. It puts me to talking. It puts me to thinking, but about stuff that has nothing to do with what I do professionally. If you've seen my streams from home, usually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights at 9 p.m., I'm streaming from home and it's me playing games, like video games. Wednesdays, it's Apex. Thursdays, I do single player story games. Currently playing Stray, which is a great de-stressor if you enjoy playing video games to reduce your stress. And then Fridays, I play Fortnite Fridays. So that's what I do. That's what helps me deal with life in general. But again, it has nothing to do with what I do professionally. Two very separate things, two very unrelated things. What you don't want is somebody who is a professional chef in a restaurant, whether they run it themselves or someone else does, doesn't matter, but they are the head chef. And go home to cook. That is not stress release. That is not proper stress release. What you want is something unrelated. For that chef, I would suggest a hobby, again, that is unrelated to the kitchen, unrelated to preparing food, to cooking food. I would say you want to go something more of a sport, a passive sport, like golf. Golf is a very passive sport. You don't have to be extremely in shape or live an active lifestyle to be good at golf, or even to just enjoy it. Instead, golf is a sport where it requires concentration, but of a different sense. It requires a sense of peace and quiet to line up your shot, to make sure that you're properly aimed, you're properly situated before you swing your club. Whether it's your first swing or you're just putting it into the hole. Doesn't matter. You want to do or find a hobby that is 100%, or at least close to 100%, unrelated to what you do in a professional sense. Because why do you want to be reminded of work outside of work? Doesn't make any sense to me. Instead, find something unrelated, something you enjoy doing that has nothing to do with your work. You're a postal carrier, you're a mailman, mailwoman, you're a postal person. Take up painting. Take up, doing TikToks, doing this. Again, something unrelated to what you do professionally. If you do play a sport that is very physical, basketball, football, baseball, these are not passive sports. Instead, you would want a hobby that, again, has nothing to do with your professional job. You would instead want, say you play baseball regularly. This is your profession. You play for the major leagues or even the minor leagues, but you do this professionally. I would say, as an escape, don't even play another sport, even a passive one like golf. I would say take up a hobby like stamp collecting, building model trains, building Lego sets, Connect sets, something like that, something to take your mind completely off what you do professionally. If you say are an actor, you are a professional actor, whether it's stage or screen, big or small. As a good hobby, I would say something that, again, is unrelated, that does not require you to flex your acting chops. I would definitely say don't do live streaming. Don't do TikToks. I would instead say find something very unrelated. Again, something peaceful. Golf is one that many do, which is perfect because, again, on the golf course, you're not trying to be something else. You're just trying to hit the ball into the hole hundreds of yards away. That's it. Your mind is on the course and not dealing with, say, your next project, your next movie deal, or show deal, or stage deal. Doesn't matter. Theater is theater. So instead, do something unrelated. Golf is a passive sport, not overly difficult to get started, but definitely difficult to be good at, or even mediocre at, really, if you think about it. Because, again, you're hitting a small ball, hundreds of yards, and trying to land it in a small hole. A little flag sticking out of it. So again, find something unrelated, something you enjoy doing, something that, again, de-stresses you but has nothing to do with what you do professionally. Let's say you're a doctor. You deal with patients all day long. You're dealing with people and their issues. So for fun, you might want to take up a hobby that, again, might have you dealing with numbers. Coin collecting, stamp collecting are good ones where you can do it by yourself in peace, where you're not having to deal with other people in any sense. I know a guy, not personally, but I know him from TikTok, who runs his own septic company, and he's good at it. He's good at his job. He has a good amount of employees, and he does good work. Do you know what he does to de-stress from having to deal with literally other people's shit? He plays Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, so Ring King here off of Twitch asks, "Sup, bro? What's going on? People say if an 18-year-old can go to war and use a rifle, then he should be able to drink. Your thoughts?" Well, I say 18 is too young for any of it. At 18, you're not developed. At 18, you barely have your life. You've barely started your life. You're literally right out of high school. Or if you've been held back, still in high school. I don't think 18 is the right age. I say push all of it back. 23, 24. Not only for going to war and firing a rifle, but for drinking as well. At least by then, you have your head more screwed on straight than, say, someone of a younger age. So no, I do not believe an 18-year-old should be conscripted to go to war at that young an age. But at the same time, it should all be pushed back a couple of years. Now, I'm not saying that they should specifically go after glasses. All right, there we go. Your vision issue at that point. Yeah, I'm not saying go after people or start conscripting people later in life. Like, I don't want to get a knock on my door from a recruiter at 37, which is my age now. But definitely, we should not have 18-year-olds not only going to war and firing weapons, and actively taking the lives of others. But 21, I think, is too soon to be drinking anyway. Push it to 25 for both things: going to war and drinking. Not only the 25, you would have somebody that is more mentally developed to handle the stresses of war. You would also want that kind of person at that age to also be legally allowed to drink. Somebody who is more mentally developed. 18-year-olds are not mentally developed for drinking, let alone war. At least that's how I feel about it. So yeah, the age should definitely be lifted up. And again, speaking of stress, finding those things that don't stress you or finding things that de-stress you. And again, it all depends on what you do professionally. Like, I would want you to find something unrelated to what you do professionally and see if you enjoy doing it. See if you enjoy doing it as a de-stressor. Because ultimately, that's what it comes down to, is finding something that's going to de-stress you, that's going to put you in a more peaceful mental state. So, on that note, we're going to go ahead and cut it out. I have to start making my way inside, but thankfully I'm right there. So, as always, I've been BHCxDark, host/chauffeur, name in the corner. You can follow along YouTube and Facebook at the Black Hood Crew, and then my name directly on Twitch, Twitter, Steam, Trovo, TikTok, Instagram. I will not be here for the rest of the week for live streams. Yes, 23 is a good age. Gives you time to experience life after high school, but you're still mentally developed to deal with the stresses of war. So, on that note, we're cutting it out. I will not be here for the rest of the week, so do not expect any streams Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But we will pick it up again on Monday with another episode of me driving to work. Until then, be safe, be smart, and be excellent to each other.